This NBA team has assembled the Avengers of mid, the Avengers of players who, when you need them most, they will not appear. When a man has fallen in the river and he's about to drown and you need your superhero, these are not the guys that will show up. They will show up a week later and be like, is he still drowning? And the funeral already happened. The Los Angeles Clippers have brought in Bradley Beal from the Phoenix Suns. I guess the Suns bought out his contract, and the Clippers picked him up, and not to be outdone by a loser formerly playing for the Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul, welcome back to the City of Angels. He is also on the Clippers, and look, Chris Paul at this point he's washed, he's old, so I get it. You know, like he's not going to be able to do much anyway. And at this point, he's just basically a journeyman. I think he's pretty much just trying to do he's trying to help people out in the immaculate grid, which I can appreciate that. However, is this not like the outside of Kawhi Leonard, who actually did win something? He won multiple titles. Outside of him, this team is James Harden, Paul George, Bradley Beal, and Chris Paul. That is the four horsemen of the losing in the playoffs in embarrassing fashion apocalypse. Like, if you want, all they need to do at this point is call up Doc Rivers, bring him back to the Clippers. That's what they, like, pry him out of Milwaukee. I'm sure Seth would really appreciate that. Like, get him to be the head coach of the Clippers, and you got yourself a dynasty of mid. Like, I got to tell you, I am not one of these fans who, you know, believes he knows everything about every other team. I don't watch. The only time I watch the Clippers is when they play the Pistons. I am just going to say this right now as a definitive statement. This team will not win anything. You can go ahead, whatever the odds are of them to win a championship, it doesn't matter. Don't bet it. Just don't. Because in any case, one out of those four guys will not perform for you. Now, Chris Paul, again, old, so we're gonna give him a little bit of an asterisk. Okay, he's played for 3 teams in 3 years, I think. So we're gonna give him a little bit of a break. But Bradley Beal does not show up in the playoffs. He never. I mean, with Washington, he was never playing any meaningful games anyway, so a lot of it was stat padding to begin with. Paul George is, his main claim to fame was that one dunk he had on, I think it was LeBron James or Derrick Rose in Indiana, and that was his Kodak moment, and that was the only time he ever had any moment. Think of Paul. This is Colin Cowherd does this, and I'm not a huge Colin Cowherd fan, but it's like close your eyes right now if you're listening, or whatever. I guess you have to be listening. Close your eyes and think of the Paul George moment. You can't think of it. There is no Paul George moment. There is the Kodak moment, the one that everybody talked, the one where he was in Indy and I think he dunked on LeBron. I think it was LeBron. I think that's the moment. That's it. That was his the one moment, and that's it. And as far as James Harden, I mean, you can think of all the hundreds of moments where he doesn't show up. You can think of the 9 points in an elimination game with Philadelphia a couple of years ago. You can think of the Nets seasons where he either got hurt or he would just play terribly in the playoffs. You can think of even last year. Last year he had a terrible playoff, despite the fact I think he had one good game or something. Like he had one game where oh, he finally showed up in the playoff, and then he just died the rest of the series. And I guess Kawhi Leonard, you can think of plenty of moments with him because he's Kawhi Leonard. He's fantastic. But unfortunately, he doesn't have any legs. And you do need legs to play the game of basketball. This is news to some people, but you do need legs. Namely, it's news to Kawhi Leonard, I guess. I don't even know who their coach is. Who is the coach of the Clippers? Not Doc Rivers. It might as well be. Who is the Clippers coach? Is it Ty Lue? Yeah, it's Ty Lue. Okay. I was gonna slander him, but he did win one title as an interim coach, but he became the full-time coach. I'm just saying. Hey, YouTube, if you like clips like that, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We've got live shows every Tuesday night. Hope to see you there.